You've got to say that there is now what has to be an insurmountable amount of pressure on Joe Biden to exit the race. We've just been talking about how we think he can't possibly stay on at this point. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
I think it's a fair assessment. I'm not sure that it's realistic. I think that in general, it really comes down to what Joe Biden wants to do. Of course, the Democrats did have a primary race. It wasn't really televised because Joe Biden was functionally the only candidate. And so he now has all of the delegates that he needs to get the nomination. In order for him not to be the nominee, he either has to himself step down willingly, or else the delegates will have to go against who they pledged to vote for, which is permissible under the Democratic Party's rules, but would, I think, cause a very tumultuous experience for a lot of Democratic voters. And so I think that realistically, as long as Joe Biden wants to stay in this race, there's kind of nothing anybody can do to stop him. I know Obama's been trying to pull some strings behind the scenes and add some pressure to him. But until Obama comes out and publicly puts his weight behind the move to get Biden out, I don't think that's going to have any effect either.
What do you make of Trump's pick in a vice presidential candidate, J.D. Vance? Do you think that was a clever pick for him?
I do, actually. I think it was a very intelligent pick. Vance was really not picked as a running mate. He was not picked to bring in any additional swath of voters that Trump himself doesn't appeal to, which is often prevailing wisdom, although I think in some ways misguided. He was picked for the qualities that he will add as a vice president in the Trump administration. And furthermore, if anything were to happen to Trump, I think that Trump's voters would get something very similar to him in Vance. And for those reasons, I think that, yeah, Vance actually makes a lot of sense. He's not necessarily a running mate pick, but I don't really see that as a bad idea in this case.
Well, Bill D'Agostino, thank you so much for your time and for your insights from the US. Appreciate it.